Full squad. We got Boogie Cousins coming live from Mongolia. God, I never want to stop saying that, Boogie, but I know.
But I want you back.
But we do want you back. Lou Will, live from Atlanta, and then Chandler P. and Michelle B. from Los Angeles,
I gotta
California.
just tell the class right here, I can't hear a thing in my. I can't hear them. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but
well,
I'm
let me
saying,
you know what?
Just
As your
give
captain,
me a nudge.
let me get us through this, and then we'll.
I don't know what they're saying. I don't know if I'm gonna repeat
You don't
what
need to
they're
know
saying.
yet. I'll tell you if it's important.
How you doing today, Chandler? You doing all right?
Not a word.
How you guys doing?
Nothing? All right. There we go.
We'll get your stuff fixed, and it's all going to be great, because here we go. Good Lord, every time, it's crazy. 9-game winning streak. They're just finding ways. You got a Luke Kennard game winner against the Magic on Saturday. This is a heck of a run at this point in the season, no less, which is not usually the best part for some. And now I think, Boogie, we're going to start with you. Wow, look at that celebration. I believe this is giving them, fans, a hope that they actually might pull it all off. What do you think?
I would agree with that, and this goes to the saying, better late than never. They found their stride. This is the best version of the Lakers we've seen thus far this season, and I think that's okay. I like what I'm seeing from this group. I like the camaraderie. I like the chemistry. I'm loving the accountability from some of the role players like Aiden. Even JJ being comfortable enough, JJ Redick being comfortable enough to speak out in the media and say, yes, LeBron is our third option. I feel like everything is kind of falling in place at the right time for this team. And that's a positive for this group. It's been an up and down season for them. They've kept it afloat. They've played decent basketball, but as of this last, 9-10 game stretch, they're playing great basketball, and I'm sure the Laker fans are excited. I'm sure the organization is excited, and I'm sure the guys on the floor are excited for the version that they are right now. So, I can't complain. Luka's playing at a very, very high level, and obviously we've seen him, do different things as far as scoring and assisting at a high level, but just this consistency in this stretch, on top of that, winning at the same time, I think this is the best stretch of basketball we've seen from him in a while. So everything's clicking for them, and, credit to this Lakers group.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Boogie, man. Like, timing is everything. Kind of like in baseball. You don't have to be the best team. You just got to get hot at the right time, and you got to be able to put yourself in a position to compete at a high level. The Lakers are in a great stride right now, and what better time of the season than right now for them to find their stride, for everybody to accept their roles, accept the responsibility of the things that's needed for them, for the Lakers to move forward and even give themselves a chance in a loaded Western Conference. They have some talented pieces just like any of these other top teams. Their only issue was chemistry. Are they going to get it right? Are they going to play defense? Is everybody going to accept their roles moving forward? And they've been able to check all of the boxes going into this postseason in the next few weeks. So you got to love what the Lakers are doing. You got to show them some respect. And look, we were talking about their scheduling coming up. So far, so good. They've handled everything above and beyond the expectation level than we thought. They started that trip off with back-to-back games in Houston, being able to junk up the game and find something in how they guarded Kevin Durant. And then they were able to do it a secondary night, and then you go out in Orlando, and shout out to JJ Redick. JJ Redick drew up some bombs at the end of that game. 2 or 3 straight plays that he drew up and put them in a position to score the basketball to win a game. Big kudos to JJ Redick. But they go out in Orlando and they get another big win. So this is a team that's rolling right now. Their confidence got to be sky high. And if I'm the Lakers, I feel like I can compete with anybody if I'm going to continue to play this way.
Chandler, I got to ask you, because this is obviously, you could not ask for better timing to sort of have everybody gel and sort of relax in their roles, and JJ Redick even talking about LeBron's in that sort of Olympic-style third option situation, which apparently is working out just fine. At this point in the season, and we always, and in all sports, I think we talk about the hot team going in is usually going to have the heck of an advantage. How important is it that this is where they are in mid to late March?
Yeah, it's huge. And like the guys just said, I think everyone now is understanding their roles. Everything is clear. And as poor as they were playing defensively earlier, now it's, at least I'm seeing the effort. I'm seeing the commitment to that side of the floor. You've seen their defensive numbers have gotten drastically better in this last stretch here. So they've always been offensively, dangerous, and the heater that Luka's on right now. I haven't seen something like this in a really long time. And yes, LeBron James, I still think he has another gear too. He's got some nights where he can still go and be that guy and be that number 1 or 2 option. But it seems like he is okay with where he is right now. And listen, at his age, for him to be averaging 21 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds, if that's my third option on a team, you know offensively you have a really, really, really good team. So now they're putting it all together. I love that Lou touched on that out-of-bounds play for the game winner for Kennard. That was such a beautiful, great play, and it kind of just confused Orlando where one guy switched, the next guy didn't switch, and that was an unreal play call there.
I was more impressed with the play before that one, Chandler, the one that we had to slip out for LeBron for a layup. I was impressed with that one.
Really, really good out of timeout play calls there. But when your offense is rolling like this too, it's contagious, and now they're starting to see the effort on the defensive end. They're going to be a really dangerous team come playoff time because they can outscore you. Now, if they get stops, now they're a complete team. Now they're really good.
Like, I'm not telling people what to do with $1, but I'd put $1 on what's down there. Like the West, I'd put $1 on that. And I can't believe I just said that out loud. God, that hurts my heart.
That's growth, Beto. That's growth. I love that.
You know what? It's called being a professional, Lou, and that's what I am. First player in NBA history to score 30 or more points in 9 games straight. And every single one of those was a dub.
Wow.
Is this team basically Boogie going as far as Luka takes them?
Well, that's obvious. I think, that was a given at the beginning of the season. They put Luka in the driver's seat of this Lakers team and Lakers organization, and I think that's totally fine. This is their long-term star moving forward. So absolutely. He's playing at a very, very high level, like I mentioned earlier. Actually, this is dominant basketball. This is a form of dominance that you don't really see from a guard. Like, usually when you say dominant, that comes with, a big man. But for me, this is a dominant version of a guard. So, playing at this type of level, at this time of year, this is a very dangerous group. And obviously you want your star confidence very, very high going into the playoffs. And I think that's where he's at right now. So, him putting up these type of numbers, this is going to be a tough team to beat.
It's crazy, too, because when I watch him play, sometimes I'm like, wow, that's a bad shot. It's a forced shot. But then you look at it, and he's still efficient. He's still somewhere around 50% from the field. He's still somewhere around 40% from 3. So when he's taking these tough shots, imagine when the game even comes slower to him or they surround him with even more shooting. I love the addition of Luke Kennard, but I feel like if they had that in the beginning of this season, this would have been the more consistent version of this team that we've been seeing all year long instead of just this small sample size. So we always knocked on their holes defensively and the lack of shooting. They did add a little bit of that at the deadline, and now they're giving more effort on the defensive team. They're becoming that complete team that we thought we'd see in the beginning of the year. But this dude right here, the efficiency in which he's playing at is
I can't argue it.
It's nuts because the shots he's taking are so low percent shots, but he's got just this crazy talent. You can't speed him up. He's bigger than any guard you're going to put on him, and he's faster than any big you're going to put on him. So there's no just remedy to stop him. Let's do some numbers. I love me some stats, Lou. So here we go. In this 9-game winning streak, he's averaging 40. 8.4 rebounds, 7 assists. He's had scoring performances of 60, 51, 44, and 40 during that stretch. And it's weird how many times we've said Wilt Chamberlain already this season, but he now joins him as only players to score over 40 points a game over a 9-game win streak. For him specifically, we can get into overall players this season and what they've done, but for Luka specifically, is this the best stretch he's had in his career?
I'm going to happily say yes. And thank God I'm not affected by it this time because, some of these stats, he's burned me a few times on game winners and playing at such a high level and putting us in a position. The first time that I've ever lost a game by 50 points was a Luka-led team. And so I'm glad that I'm just sitting here talking about it and I'm not sitting at home stressed out about it. But, yeah, absolutely, man. This is one of the best stretches we've seen from Luka and from anybody in the NBA. Just the way that he's been able to lead this team and carry them in such an important part of the season, and so many different distractions and conversations going on around the Lakers, to be able to kind of bud all of that out, take all of that out of the conversation and go out and play the best basketball you can play and put the team on your back and have Austin Reeves and have LeBron James as anchors to be able to carry you and help you get to where you're going. Amazing stretch for him to be able to average 40. What is this, 48 and 7.5 right now? It's incredible. You know, we got to revisit this first team all NBA conversation that's forever changing for us every single week that we have it. He's got to be in that conversation, especially with what Cade Cunningham is going through. You know, obviously we'll talk about you know, the effects of his technical fouls and what that can possibly do to him. But he's in this conversation. He's playing at a clip just as good as anybody that you can point at who's been consistent this season. But it's absolutely necessary for what the Lakers are trying to do and what they're trying to build going into the postseason. So you got to give this man a lot of credit. He deserves to be in every conversation being had for any award out there.
I couldn't agree more, Lou. Definitely should be talked about as a top candidate for MVP this season. Obviously, you know, a month ago we speak on NBA first team and NBA second team. Well, that's the great thing about this sport. It literally changes by the day. So as of lately, yes, I will put Luka as a first team All-NBA guy, just based off this stretch of basketball, the drastic improvement with the team. And on top of that, they're winning games on a consistent basis. So in a very, very tough Western Conference. So obviously the conversation continues to change. And when you look at the landscape of the league, some of the guys that were playing at a very, very high level at one point may not be playing at such a high level now. So the conversation will continue to change. But as of right now, talking about Luka, he deserves all the credit. He's, I would say, the best player in the NBA as of right now in this stretch of basketball. And, you know, all the credit and all the flowers to him in this point of the season. So, yeah, for me, this is the best stretch of basketball I've seen from Luka.
It's crazy, too, because before this stretch right here, we were talking about Cade Cunningham or Jaylen Brown or Wemby.
Sure.
Why do you think we mentioned Luka in that same breath as MVP type players?
We really didn't.
It's because the Lakers were kind of this mediocre team. They were such an up and down roller coaster of a season. And now when you factor in this stretch of these last, 10, 11 games, it's unbelievable. And I don't want to be dramatic here, but I think he bumps up to the top 2, top 3 MVP candidates. You have to.
Just like
when you
that.
now have this surprise effect of the team. Like, if we're surprised that the Celtics are doing what they're doing, I think we're more surprised that the Lakers at the end of the day are the 3 seed right now in the Western Conference, a top heavy loaded conference with way better teams and way more talent than the Eastern Conference. And the Lakers, everything they